So there's only two guns you guys should really be using in COD Warzone, and those two guns are the M4A1 and the MP5. Now, I made a class where these two guns are on the exact same class, and I'm gonna give you guys all the perks, all the stuff like that, and this is great for long distance because you got the M4A1, and you're gonna see the attachments that actually make it good at long distance, and it's really good for up close because the MP5 class that we have set up drops people from mid to close range. So guys, check out this class, copy it, attachment for attachment, perk for perk, and you're gonna be melting every single person you come up against in Warzone. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Call of Duty Warzone video. Today we're going to be talking about probably one of the most overpowered classes, and a class that I've seen a lot of people running within this game mode. Now, this is a class, the attachments are all different and stuff, and I made it specifically for this mode. So we know that in multiplayer, the M4A1 and the MP5 are probably the best guns in the entire game, and it does transfer over to Warzone. So we're going to go into this and we're going to talk about the perks, everything I use, and let's get into that right now. So for the perks, the first one that you want to use in the perk number 1 slot is going to be double time. This doubles the duration of your tactical sprint, so in case enemies are shooting at you, you could run away from them faster and just get the heck out of there. And it also increases the crouch movement speed by 30%, which means if you're trying to sneak up on enemies by not being hurt, go into crouch and you still walk pretty fast. Now, the next thing you want to run in the perk 2 category is going to be the overkill, so you could carry 2 primary weapons. This is so that you could get the M4A1 and the MP5 on the same class. After that, we're gonna have the tune-up to reduce revive time by 25%. This is for the perk 3, but instead of running tune-up, if you don't want it, if you don't want to be revived a lot faster, you could go ahead and run trackers. So you can see enemies' footprints that you could track, and they stay there for a few seconds, 5 to 10 seconds after the enemy has already run there. And then you could also leave enemy markers. So if you kill someone, yeah, you see a marker where they're at, your teammates could see it too, and all that kind of stuff. But you could also hide the marker when you actually kill enemies, so in case someone is split up from their squad, once you kill them and stuff like that, they won't be able to see where he actually died, making it better for you, so they won't know where to rush you, they won't know where to come, and all that kind of stuff. After this, we're gonna run grenade or C4 for the lethal. These are probably the two best ones in case you got like rooftop campers or people like that, or someone who's staying in a room and you just want to clear them out of there. Toss a C4 or toss a grenade in there, and that should help you out a lot. And the last thing before we get into the actual attachments on these two weapons is going to be the tactical, and I highly recommend running stim shots every single class. This allows you to re-heal if you are getting shot at by people, allows you to re-heal a lot quicker than waiting for your character to heal on its own. But it's also good if you get caught in the storm, which you're going to see in this gameplay here. I had stim shot, but I completely forgot that it could work to help you guys get out of the storm. So if you're caught in the storm, there's no way to heal yourself besides using stim shots, so make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Now, if you guys made it to this point in the video so far, let me know down in the comments below, what is your go-to weapon? What is your favorite weapon to use in Call of Duty Warzone? Mine is probably the M4A1 just because of the distance it gets on people, and then for close range I have to go with the MP5, which is why I made this class. And guys, if you could drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, it really does help it out a lot, and I would truly appreciate that. So just smack a like on this video, punch it, kick it, do what you got to do with it, and let's move on to the actual attachments of these weapons right here. So I want to start off with the M4A1 because this is the gun that's going to help you guys get people up close. It's going to help you guys get people at longer distances and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing you want to run on this one is going to be the barrel, and the barrel you want to run for it is the stock M16 Grenadier, however it's pronounced, it doesn't matter. That's the stock that, or the barrel you want to run. And what it does is it gives you damage range, it gives you bullet velocity, and it gives you recoil control. And recoil control is really important in this game mode, especially if you're going for those super long distance shots. You definitely want to be as accurate as possible. Now, you don't want to hold the trigger while shooting for long distance. What you want to do is tap fire instead, so that you can make sure that every single bullet hits them, and because of the bullet velocity, it travels faster, further, and it stays in the air longer and higher. You definitely get that advantage, and the damage range, you're doing more damage at that super long distance. Now, it does take away some ADS and movement speed, but we're using this for a long distance. We got the MP5 to actually give us that close quarter movement speed and all that kind of stuff. The next thing you want to run, and probably the most important attachment on this class, is going to be the Optic, and that's the Integral Hybrid. This gives you reflex and scout sight, so you get 2 sights with this actual hybrid right here, and it's super good for long range because you could go into the multi-zoom and actually zoom in closer to them and get them at those longer ranges. And if they're at close to mid-range, you guys could even use the one that looks like your basic red dot sight, which is really accurate. It actually stays on on the enemies while you're shooting at them. Just check out the gameplay. This gun is really accurate at most distances. So this is the one AR I recommend you guys 100% use in this game mode. Now the stock you want to run is the Forged Tac CQS, and the reason you want to run this is for that ADS speed, because we still need some of that in case we actually get caught up close to someone and we want to be able to aim down sights really fast, especially if they're using an SMG. You want to have some sort of advantage on them. The next thing, or the thing that this takes away, I should say, is aiming stability. So you will lose some of that, but aiming stability isn't a big issue anyways. The underbarrel on this class is actually something that's really important as well, and it's not an underbarrel that I would run on the regular multiplayer of Modern Warfare, but because it is Battle Royale, this is definitely the one you want to use, and that is going to be the Merc foregrip. This gives you that recoil control, and it gives you that hipfire accuracy. The hipfire accuracy is cool for up close, but it's not really important. What's really important is that extra recoil control that we get with this attachment. So the barrel and the underbarrel, both attachments that we have on this weapon, give us recoil control, and that is good. Now, because it does that, it does kind of take away some aim walking movement speed, and it does take away some ADS. But when you're going for those super long shots anyways, you're not going to be walking around. You're going to be standing pretty still trying to hit those people. Don't stand too still in case they got a sniper, but you'll be standing pretty still anyways. And for the rear grip, what you guys want to run is the ADS, or I should say stippled grip tape, and it gives you ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, which is really good to have. It gives you guys that ADS and that sprint to fire. I really recommend using this one right here to get that extra ADS speed, but also to get that sprint to fire speed. Now it does take away some aiming stability, but that doesn't matter, especially on a gun that has so much recoil control anyways. Now the MP5, the second gun that you guys want to run on this class to complete the actual class setup, this one is really good up close. Now it's not the same class whatsoever that I run for multiplayer, because there will be a lot of situations where you're actually going to be using this gun for a little further distances, like the mid-range and stuff like that, which could be quite long in Battle Royale. So what you want to run for this one is the Barrel Monolithic Integral Suppressor. This gives you sound suppression, which I'm not quite sure if it actually works in this game mode, but if it does, your red dots won't appear on the map when you're firing your weapon. The enemies won't know where you're firing from, and that is something that's really important, because your red dots do show up on the map in this game mode, and it also gives you bullet velocity, which is something I found really cool. To get sound suppression and bullet velocity together, you guys could actually get those shots further on and stuff like that, which really does help a lot. Now it does take away some ADS speed, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. This is Battle Royale. We're not running and gunning 50 people at once. The next one, which I think is probably the most important attachment on this one as well, is going to be the Optic, the Cronin LP945. And what this one does, it's just your basic optic, but it's a little more advanced than the GI Mini Reflex. And this one is really good because you get a nice sight picture on them, you stay accurate at those further distances, and it just looks like a very clean optic that you want to use for those mid-range gunfights. Now up close, you'll still be dropping people with this, so you don't have to worry whatsoever. The next thing you want to run is the stock F-Tac Collapsible, so you get that movement speed and you get that ADS speed. It is an SMG, so you want to be able to get that movement speed with it, and when you pair this up, like I said, with the double time perk and stuff like that, you're able to run a lot faster. So this really does help a lot, and it's good if you have to get away in short distance situations where enemies are really moving up on you. Now it does take away some aiming stability and recoil control, but it's all good. It doesn't really matter. This gun is not what you're using for long range anyways. That's what the M4A1 is for. The underbarrel, again, is going to be exactly like the M4A1, and we're going to be using the Merc foregrip for that, which gives you recoil control and gives you hipfire accuracy. Now hipfire accuracy is important on this one, because when you do pop up to enemies at close range, you want to start shooting at them before you aim down sights, because the aim down sight time is a little slower on this class. The hipfire accuracy really does help a lot. By the time you actually aim down sights, you should be very close to killing the enemies. Now it does take away some ADS speed again and some aim walking movement speed, but I feel like it's really worth it to have that on this class right here. And the most important besides the optic on this class is the ammunition, which is going to be the 10mm auto 30 round mags, so you could get that extra damage and that extra range in those closer to mid-range gunfights. Really helps a lot, and it does slow down your fire rate, which kind of does suck, and it does take away some recoil control, which I don't understand why it would, especially since attachments, you actually get your fire rate slowed down. I don't know why it gives you more recoil, but yeah, that's how it is, man. That's what it is. Still a very good attachment to run, and that's it. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you're going to use these classes, drop a like for that algorithm help. Let me know down in the comments below your favorite go-to weapon in COD Warzone. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here with those notifications turned on. We're close to 522,000, so that's insane. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.